Can we start the meeting?
Let us start.
Let's start.
Let's start. And all the Rotarians of India and the leaders really appreciate the way the Indian government is handling the crisis under the leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, supported by all the state governments and the outstanding leadership of Harshvardhan ji that you as the health minister along with your whole team is providing. All the Rotarians of India also salute the health workers, the doctors, the paramedics, nurses, the sanitation workers, and all those COVID warriors who are doing a great job. Let me share with you, sir, that this pandemic has brought home to us that the most important asset a person can have is good health, sir. And Rotarians of India have really opened out their hearts and are doing so many activities and projects, including contribution to the PM CARES Fund. The more details will be shared by our incoming Rotary International President, Shekhar Mehta ji. So once more, with this promise to you, Harshvardhan ji, that Rotary has continued to work over the years in health, and the classic example is our polio eradication program. Rotary will continue to support the COVID, and once this crisis is over, Rotary India is committed to working in the health in the best possible manner, and we look forward to support of the government and the health ministry under your guidance in the best possible manner. With these words, may I now request past Governor Ranjan Digra to welcome our guests.
Thank you, Bharat. It is indeed my proud privilege and honor to welcome our own true friend of Rotary, Chief Guest Honorable Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan ji, whom we very fully address as Dr. Saab. As a true warrior from polio eradication drive in the year 1994 to COVID-19 pandemic, now sure enough, with his visionary leadership, Dr. Saab will lead us from present darkness to brightness very soon. I have also immense pleasure in according special welcome to our revered senior Rotary leadership from India for their beaming presence. I take this opportunity of welcoming our district leadership of district governors elect, district governors nominee, and the past district governors who are present in large number today. On behalf of entire Indian Rotary leadership, Rotarians and myself, I once again heartily welcome our own Dr. Harshvardhan ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranjan ji, for your warm words of welcome. At this point of time, Harshvardhan ji, I would like to inform you that we are joined by a galaxy of senior Rotary leaders in India, and it is now my...
Can you hear me?
Yes, Shekhar, we can hear you.
And can you see me?
Yes, we can see you, Shekhar.
Okay, I can see you. Shekhar is here. Welcome.
So we have just started the meeting, Shekhar, and now I am going to request the incoming Rotary International Director Venkatesh to introduce the senior leaders to our chief guest. Venki.
Good morning. Warm welcome to our Prime Minister and the senior leaders, Indian Rotary leaders here this morning. It's my privilege to introduce this introduction from India. Let me start with the senior most of our leaders, the Don of Rotary in India, Raja Sabuji from Chandigarh, a man who continues to provide exemplary leadership both in India and Africa, and who himself is a volunteer at most of all these camps as well. Let's also introduce next our incoming global leader, visionary from Calcutta, Shekhar Mehta ji, who will be the international global leader of Rotary in the year 21-22. Shekhar Mehta from Calcutta. Let me also introduce a team of past Rotary International directors who have assembled, who have come here this morning, starting with Yashpal Das from Ambala, who is the advisor to the health vertical of Rotary India, the curative part of health vertical. We also have Dr. Manoj Desai from Baroda, a past Rotary International director, and he is the advisor to our preventive health vertical. We have past international director Ashok Mahajanji from Bombay, who has been doing exemplary work in polio eradication, man who ensured that India was polio-free, way ahead of what all of us thought it would be. Ashok Mahajan from Bombay. We also have past direct P.T. Prabhakar from Chennai, who heads the WINS globally for India, globally the leader of WINS program, P.T. Prabhakar, past international director. We also have serving trustee of the Rotary Foundation, Ghulam Vahanovich from Guam. He is a member of the Rotary International Rotary Foundation board of trustees. We also have two directors on the Rotary International Board of 17 members. There are two from India. We are fortunate to have both the serving directors present here. One, of course, is Dr. Bharat Pandya from Bombay, who is conducting this meeting a while ago. Next, we also have Director Kamal Sangvi from Dhanbad, Dynamic Charity, who is leading along with the Rotary India currently. So it's my privilege to with all the senior leaders. Once again, let me welcome our Honorable Minister Ji. Thank you.
Bharat, we can't hear you. Bharat, you're not audible.
Thank you, Venki. And we have the two incoming directors, A.S. Venkatesh from Chennai and Ravi Vandamani from Guttur, and all the Rotary leadership which is serving in India at this point of time, the governors, governor-elects and the incoming governors. At this point of time, it is my pleasure to invite our incoming Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta, who is driving Rotary in India to a different height with his new innovative approach and new vision. Shekhar, will you please share with us something about the COVID-19 work which has been done in our part by the Rotarians and the future vision for Rotary health, for Rotary working in the area of the health. Shekhar?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब, वेलकम टू दिस मीटिंग। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप आए हमारे आग्रह पे इस मीटिंग में। मुझे लगता है करीब 350 पौने 400 लोग इस मीटिंग को अटेंड कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम अक्रॉस इंडिया। देयर आर सम फ्रॉम श्रीलंका, नेपाल ऑल्सो। इंडिया की रोटरी की पूरी सीनियर लीडरशिप यहाँ पर है सर। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंटली सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर्स, जो इनकमिंग गवर्नर्स और उसके बाद में आने वाले गवर्नर सारे यहाँ पर हैं। मैं शुरुआत करता हूँ सर आपको बधाई देने के लिए कि आज आई फील एंड वी इंडियंस फील दुनिया में अगर सबसे सेफ जगह कहीं रहने की है तो वो इंडिया में है आज के। एंड द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट डेफिनेटली इज यू एंड आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर। Some exemplary work has been done, sir. आपसे मेरी 2-3 बार बातचीत भी हुई और मैंने देखा किस तरह से आप रोज आपको टीवी पे भी देखते हैं। The way you have handled the situation, very few people across the world have. I must compliment the Prime Minister for taking excellent steps at the right time. सर पहले लॉकडाउन करना सही टाइम पे दूसरे देश सोचते रहे, लेकिन हमने सही टाइम पे लॉकडाउन किया। आज 130 करोड़ लोगों को 40 दिन के लिए लॉकडाउन करना सर हिम्मत की बात है। एंड आई कॉम्प्लीमेंट द प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड यू बोथ एंड द अदर्स इन द गवर्नमेंट फॉर द एक्सीलेंट लीडरशिप। उसके जस्ट बाद नेक्स्ट डे न्यूज में देखा सर 15,000 करोड़ आपने हेल्थ सर्विसेज के लिए रिलीज किए। उसके नेक्स्ट डे 1,70,000 करोड़ रिलीज किए फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ द पीपल हु आर नॉट सो वेल ऑफ। हर चीज का ध्यान रखा सर, यहाँ तक कि बारीक चीजों का। इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रॉडकास्टिंग मिनिस्टर ने प्रकाश जावड़ेकर जी ने ये इंश्योर किया कि दिन में 2 बार रामायण जाए। तक मेरी मदर के पास तो टाइम ही नहीं मिलता है, वो इतनी बिजी है सारे दिन लॉकडाउन के उपरांत। हालांकि 500 लोगों की डेथ हुई है अपने यहाँ पर, लेकिन अगर उसको वर्ल्ड वाइड कंपेयर करें तो हम बहुत ज्यादा सेफ हैं। एंड बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपको फॉर सेविंग आवर कंट्री, फॉर टेकिंग इट वेयर इट इज। जस्ट आउटस्टैंडिंग लीडरशिप आई मस्ट से। सर रोटरी भी इस पीरियड के अंदर में है। कैन आई रिक्वेस्ट दैट फोन टू बी स्विच्ड ऑफ प्लीज। रोटरी भी सर यू विल बी वेरी हैप्पी टू नो कि उन्होंने काफी मीनिंगफुल काम किया है इस पीरियड के अंदर में। डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर्स और हमारे जो 2 डायरेक्टर पति हैं, उन्होंने जो इंस्पायर किया डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर्स को, दोनों डायरेक्टर्स और ट्रस्टी ने, उसका रिजल्ट ये रहा है कि सर 1 करोड़ के करीब मास्क डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हुए हैं सर। करीब 2 लाख लीटर सैनिटाइजर्स दिए गए हैं सर। करीब 75,000 यूनिट्स PPE के दिए गए हैं ऑल ओवर इंडिया। फूड ग्रेन दे दिए गए सर करीब 6.5 लाख पैकेज दिए गए हैं सर, और करीब 25 लाख लोगों को खाना खिलाया गया है सर। 25 लाख मील्स है, लोग शायद कुछ कम होंगे। मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट ऑलरेडी सर करीब 20 करोड़ रुपए का ऑलरेडी दे दिया गया है मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट itself। मेंटल हेल्थ काउंसलिंग करी गई है सर करीब 3,500 घंटों की। यू विल बी वेरी हैप्पी। कुछ एक नेक्स्ट अगर एक स्लाइड्स अगर दिखाई जाए ऊर्जा जी, अगर आप दिखाएं सर, ये है हमारा काम। ये हम जिनको स्किल डेवलपमेंट करते हैं, देखिए वो मास्क बना रहे हैं, और भी चलते जाए सर। ये सारा काम है जो कि हो रहा है, ये मास्क डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पे हो रहा है। ये है सर, ये खाना ट्रकों में भर भर के जा रहा है, आप देख रहे हैं सर। ये फूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रहा है, फूड पैकेज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रहा है, ग्रेन्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रहा है। आप देखेंगे सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग जितनी पॉसिबल है जरूर मेंटेन कर रहे हैं। डेली मील्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रहे थे सर, और ये सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर्स ऑल अक्रॉस इंडिया, हैट्स ऑफ टू देम, दे हैव डन सम आउटस्टैंडिंग वर्क सर। और ये पीपीई मटेरियल है सर हेल्थ वर्कर्स को, ये हॉस्पिटल्स में पीपीई मटेरियल डिलीवरी हो रहा है, ये मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट्स दिए गए हैं सर, और ये डिसइंफेक्टेंट्स दिए गए हैं, और ये डिसइंफेक्शन करा भी जा रहा है। यहाँ तक कि सर हॉस्पिटल भी सेटअप किया गया है रोटरी के 2 जगहों पे, मुझे मालूम है और भी जगहों पे होगा। कोविड के लिए ही सिर्फ सेटअप किया गया है सर। और सर ये टोटल फिगर आपको बताऊं सर, हमने एक मुहिम छेड़ी थी, आपको मैंने बताया था कि 25 करोड़ रुपए इकट्ठा करने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं, पर ये गवर्नर्स ने तो सर हमें मात दे दिया। 26 करोड़ ऑलरेडी इकट्ठा कर लिया है, और 75 करोड़ रुपए वर्क का काम ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं सर। दिस ब्रिंग्स द टोटल टू 101 करोड़ रुपए का काम कोविड के लिए रोटेरियंस इन इंडिया अक्रॉस इंडिया हैव डन। आई मस्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट देम सर। एक संस्था जो कि हमने सबने अपने सेविंग्स में से इन पैसों को निकाल के काम किया है। एक कॉर्पोरेट के लिए शायद 500 करोड़ इससे ज्यादा इजी होता है प्रॉफिट से दे देना। हैट्स ऑफ टू द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड, बट हैट्स ऑफ आल्सो टू दीस वॉलंटियर्स हु हैव टू टेक इट आउट ऑफ देयर सेविंग्स एंड बी एबल टू प्रोवाइड दीस फंड। एट दिस टाइम आवर रोटरी फाउंडेशन जो है, उन्होंने भी बहुत लाजवाब काम किया है सर। गुलाम वनवती है, मैं 1 मिनट के लिए उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा बीच में डाले, फिर मैं आपको और बता दूंगा डिटेल्स जो काम हुआ है। गुलाम, may I request you to give an update on what the Rotary Foundation itself has done worldwide quickly and more importantly in India itself.
Thank you, Shekhar. Harshvardhan ji, आपको नमस्कार and very welcome to this meeting. We are honored that you are here with us. Very briefly, sir, we have got a disaster response grant that Rotary has specially instituted where disasters take place. And right now there is no bigger disaster that the world is facing than COVID-19. तो ये हमने रोटरी फाउंडेशन की ट्रस्टीज ने तय किया है कि हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, हमारे 540 डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, हम कोशिश करेंगे कि सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट को दे। लेकिन अभी तक हमने 180 डिस्ट्रिक्ट को वर्ल्ड वाइड $25,000 दिए हैं, जो इंडियन रुपीस की वैल्यूएशन होती है 34 करोड़ रुपए अप्रॉक्सीमेटली आज की रुपी वैल्यू के हिसाब से। और इंडिया स्पेसिफिकली, इंडिया के लिए हमने 21 डिस्ट्रिक्ट को $25,000 दिए हैं, ये डिजास्टर रिस्पांस ग्रांट, और इनकी वैल्यूएशन होती है करीब 4 करोड़ रुपए। ये हम डिजास्टर रिस्पांस ग्रांट में क्या किए हैं, हमने सैनिटाइजर्स दिए हैं, हमने राशन दिए हैं, फ्री मील्स दिए हैं, और हमने पीपीईज भी सप्लाई किए हैं। जहां भी लोकल यूज है, जहां भी लोकल नीड्स है, ये हमारे डिजास्टर रिस्पांस ग्रांट्स ने दिए हुए हैं। ये हमारी रोटरी फाउंडेशन भी कंट्रीब्यूट किया हुआ है, और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि कई रोटेरियंस है इंडिविजुअली ये हमारे डिजास्टर रिस्पांस ग्रांट्स को भी सैंक्शन किए। और दूसरा जो हमारे बड़े ग्रांट्स है जिसको हम ग्लोबल ग्रांट्स कहते हैं, मैं सिर्फ आपको इंडिया की फिगर दे देता हूं। आज की तारीख में संडे तक 11 ग्लोबल ग्रांट दिए हुए, उसकी वैल्यूएशन है अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 7 करोड़ रुपीस, जहां हमने वेंटिलेटर्स दिए हैं, हॉस्पिटल इक्विपमेंट दिए हैं जैसे बेड्स दिए हैं, हमने ब्रोंकोस्कोप्स दिए हैं। कई जगह पे जहां नीड्स हैं हम हमारे रोटरी फाउंडेशन के हिसाब से हमने उनको सपोर्ट किया हुआ है। तो हमारी टोटल रोटरी फाउंडेशन और कोविड-19 के मुताबिक हमने जो पैसे दिए हैं is approximately, sir, 11 crores of rupees. And of course, we continue to do the work we do in polio. You know that we are committed to eradicating polio from the world, and almost 1100 crores of rupees are contributed by the foundation every year with the support of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
थैंक यू गुलाम। तो सर ये रहा कोविड का, और सर ये जो 25 करोड़ के जो कैश कंट्रीब्यूशन है, ये कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑलरेडी कर दिया गया है और कुछ कंट्रीब्यूशन हमारे हाथ में भी है। सर एक तो 1 करोड़ रुपया, इस पे एक रिक्वेस्ट आपसे है सर, अगली इसी तरह की एक मीटिंग में भले ही 5 मिनट के लिए सही आप प्राइम मिनिस्टर को लेके आए सर। मुझे लगता है ये 101 करोड़ 125 तक पहुंच जाएगा सर। और सर अगर 125 करोड़ एक संस्था कर रही है जहां पे 1.5 लाख लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं, आई एम श्योर प्राइम मिनिस्टर 5 मिनट उनके लिए निकालेंगे आपके साथ सर। तो ये दैट विल बी ऑन वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म। वी वुड लाइक टू प्रेजेंट दिस टू द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया सर। इसके अलावा आवर प्लान्स, मैं 2 मिनट में आपको ये बता दूं कि विजन अभी हेल्थ प्रोग्राम्स में नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्स का विजन रोटरी का ये है सर, हम 50 आई हॉस्पिटल्स खोलेंगे, डायलिसिस मशीन्स लगाएंगे, 40 ब्लड बैंक्स अक्रॉस इंडिया खोलेंगे सर, 50 मोबाइल क्लिनिक्स खोल देंगे जो कि मैमोग्राफी यूनिट्स हो सकती हैं, डेंटल क्लिनिक्स हो सकती हैं, आई केयर क्लिनिक्स हो सकती हैं। 25,000 छोटे बच्चों की हार्ट सर्जरीज हम नेक्स्ट 5 साल में कराने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है सर। और 1 करोड़ लोगों का हेल्थ चेकअप, हर साल 15 लाख लोगों का हेल्थ चेकअप विद मास्टर डेटा ऑफ दीज पीपल कलेक्टेड एंड प्रोवाइडेड टू द हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री। All of this work, sir, we would like to do in conjunction with the Ministry of Health, Family and Welfare. और सर आपके साथ करना चाहेंगे, आपसे हमारा रिश्ता ही इतना पुराना है। You are one of the biggest supporters of Rotary. ये पोलियो प्लस की जो मुहिम ही हमारी थी आप ही के साथ शुरू हुई थी, and that has been a huge success story. I know the passion you have for these issues and similar passion the Rotarians share. I am very happy to find that you are the health minister. We all are very happy and हम साथ में आपसे काम करना चाहेंगे सर। जैसे ही ये लॉकडाउन खत्म होता है, ये सारी जो हमारी मुहिम है, आई हॉस्पिटल्स, डायलिसिस सेंटर्स, हार्ट सर्जरीज, हेल्थ कैंप वगैरह और भी सर हेल्थ रिलेटेड जो भी करना होगा, रोटेरियंस आर कमिटेड। वी हैव 2 कमिटीज हेल्थ के लिए हमने स्पेसिफिकली बनाई है जिसमें करीब 40 लोग हैं, हेडेड बाय Dr. Mahal Inamdar and Dr. Bharat Pandya, and all the senior leadership is committed. Sir, we want to make a major difference in the work of health itself. Sir, कई जगहों पे हमने कहा है, जैसे वाटर सैनिटेशन में हमने ये कहा है, लिटरेसी में कहा है कि गवर्नमेंट जो काम कर रही है सर उसका 10% काम हम करने के लिए तैयार हैं एक क्षेत्र में। सर शायद हार्ट सर्जरी में हम वही करने के लिए तैयार हैं। मुझे नहीं लगता है 2.5 लाख से ज्यादा बच्चों की सर्जरी होती होगी, लेकिन हम उसमें से 25,000 करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं। और भी अगर कहीं पर करना है तो सर रोटरी विल जस्ट बी एट 1 टेलीफोन कॉल अवे फ्रॉम यू। मैं अक्सर आपके साथ कम्युनिकेशन में रहूंगा और आई मस्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट रंजन ढींगरा और हैविंग गॉट टू दिस मीटिंग। रंजन इज अ रियल हार्ड वर्कर, वो वाटर मिनिस्ट्री को चला रहा है। इतनी बातों के साथ एक रिक्वेस्ट और है सर, एक आपको मीटिंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर से करानी है सर। एक बहुत जरूरी चीज है, वो है इंडिया। सर सब्जेक्ट आपका नहीं है, लेकिन आप हमारे वन ऑफ द बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स है सर मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर में। So we would want to take this opportunity. We have a plan. Few days back we had discussed it with Shri Om Birla also on a Zoom call like this, and with Gajendra Shekhawat ji also. But I would like to request you also, so that हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे तो आई एम श्योर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर विल हीड टू आवर रिक्वेस्ट, विच इज सर इंडिया को टोटली लिटरेट बनाने के लिए वी हैव अ प्लान। द प्लान इज वेरी इनएक्सपेंसिव, येट इट इज एब्सोल्युटली पॉसिबल इन 5 years टू डू। सर कोविड के लॉकडाउन खत्म होने के बाद ही सर टू लाइक टू कम एंड मीट यू। आपको मैं जरा उसके बारे में बताऊंगा। आपको ये मीटिंग करवा देनी है जिससे कि स्वच्छ भारत तो है ही सर, स्वच्छ सशक्त भारत भी है, वो आप कर रहे हैं, इसके बाद एक शिक्षित भारत भी जरूरत है सर. And this is very easily possible. Somehow this one aspect has got neglected, which I've discussed at the ministry level. Prakash Javadekar ji जब minister थे तब भी बात हुई, and he welcomed the idea. And I'm sure when I get into the details with you, you will also welcome the idea. आज मैं डिटेल में इसलिए नहीं जा रहा हूँ कि बहुत लोगों को आपसे बहुत प्रश्न पूछने की इच्छा है. Today you are the center of all information, center of everything in India. Prime Minister और आप दो को हम देखते रहते हैं for everything, every information that we need is from you. So I would just like to end with sir, रोटी की तरफ से ये भेज Government of India को to the Prime Minister and to the Health Minister, contribution of 101 crores towards all initiatives and cash contribution for the month of COVID 2019 pandemic से लड़ने के लिए. Thank you very much once again, sir, for being with us. We are extremely thankful to you. और ये जो 25 करोड़ का फिगर है सर, ये नेक्स्ट जो मेरे पास बोलने वाले हैं, ये उनके इंस्पिरेशन से हुआ. मैंने 5 करोड़ का ही फिगर रखा था, सारे सीनियर लीडर्स इकट्ठे हुए और राजा साबू जी ने कहा कि इसे 25 करोड़ करना है. और सर आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू इन्फॉर्म यू, ये 25 करोड़ की हम कैश कंट्रीब्यूशन पीएम केयर्स फंड इसको क्रॉस कर देते हैं. जो लोकल चीफ मिनिस्टर्स को फंड दिए गए हैं वो अलग है सर हर स्टेट के अंदर. So this is the contribution that we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shekhar. Before we request Raja Sabu ji to introduce our health minister, with your permission, Shekhar, I would really like to share with our health.
Oh yes, sir. Sorry, I forgot that. Please.
The project we have started this year, which is the project Positive Health, that is the Stop NCD project. And Harshvardhan ji, we have selected at present in the first stage the 4 NCDs, the big ones: diabetes, hypertension and heart disease, chronic kidney disease, and stroke. And these, as you are aware, account for 55% of deaths in India. And the 3 important causes for this are improper lifestyle, unhealthy food, which is rich in calories, cholesterol, salt, oil, and sugar, and third is unawareness amongst the population. And therefore, we have started a 3-step approach. The first is know your numbers camps. Rotary clubs are holding know your numbers camps, and these numbers are 4 numbers: height, weight, blood pressure, and blood sugar. Height and weight give BMI, body mass index, which indicates obesity. Blood pressure, of course, indicates hypertension, and blood sugar indicates diabetes. So in these camps, we check up people and make them aware if they have these problems and advise them to go and see a physician. The second step, which we are advocating, that everybody should adopt in their own life this slogan. And that is the slogan, sir: एक चम्मच कम, 4 कदम आगे. 1 spoon less of salt, oil, and sugar in our daily diet, which reduces the salt, oil, and sugar consumption by about 25%. And 4 steps forward, which everybody should be doing 30 minutes of exercise or yoga or walking every day. The first step in this is awareness campaign, of course, in the community, but most importantly, awareness in schools. Because if we change the behavior for the children, we will go back to the behavior for the adults. And sir, I think this is a very, very important initiative. This is not Rotary's initiative, sir. Government of India has got a Stop NCD cell, and it is our earnest request that we should be working with the government of India to take this step forward, so that 15-20 years down the line, sir, we can have a generation of healthier citizens coming into the India, and that is the best legacy that we, the current people, can leave for our future generations. So with this small request to you, sir, that once you go over and Shekhar Mehta said, we would like to come and use this for many aspects. This is another aspect we want to partner with the government of India's health department, sir. And now we request government of India, past President Raja Sabu to introduce Harshvardhan.
नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब. ये डॉक्टर साहब, मुझे 2 मिनट दिए गए हैं कि आपका परिचय दूं, लेकिन जो जीवन पूरा सेवा में बीता है तो उसका परिचय 2 मिनट में कैसे हो सकता है, लेकिन फिर मैं कोशिश करूंगा. ये विश्व का दुर्भाग्य है कि ये इतनी बड़ी महामारी आई है, लेकिन सबसे बड़ा सौभाग्य हमारा ये है कि जब ये आनी ही थी तो डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन हेल्थ मिनिस्टर हैं और उनके प्राइम मिनिस्टर के गाइडेंस से और डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन की ये जो मिनिस्ट्री है वो उसको चला रहे हैं, ये सच में हमारा सौभाग्य है। और सभी लोग यही कहते हैं कि आज यदि कोई मिनिस्ट्री है तो हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री है सब जगह, हर कंट्रीज में, बट दिस कंट्री इज मूविंग फॉरवर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन। To have, I was told that this conference today is also being seen by many countries, and probably the introduction should be in English as well. So I just want to tell all people that my introduction of Dr. Harshvardhan was way back 1993. And that was the time when he just stepped in the political arena in India, and then that was the time when the polio was the biggest challenge. And that time he was Rotary was wanting to have the new thinking of, in India particularly, that introducing the thinking of the IND, that means the one national NID's National Immunization Day. And Dr. Harshvardhan was the first person in Delhi to start that on 2nd of October 1994. So he was one of the founding pillars of the success of India achieving polio-free. And this is one of the biggest things that had happened in the field of polio eradication, not only in India, but a step towards polio in the world. Dr. Harshvardhan was, he did MBBS and MS from Kanpur, and then he did his medical practitioners. And one of the things that what Dr. Harshvardhan has done is that I have known that in his own area of Krishnanagar, that he would have 1 or 2 days, even when he was in the ministry or MLA, that he would give free clinic to the needy people, just like Dr. B.C. Roy. This is the kind of that person he is. And Dr. Harshvardhan, after his all years, has been part of the mission, not only in having the polio eradication, but in all the health issues. I remember that one day I got to know that Dr. Harshvardhan will be moving from health ministry to the science and technology, and I asked him, and see his positivity. He said, now I will get an opportunity to know something that I have never seen, I have never known. And that is how he was able to, now today he's held not only having the health ministry, health and family welfare, but also the science and technology and environment. Remarkable. And with these few words, I want to present to you Dr. Harshvardhan. Dr. Saab, आपका जो मैंने जैसे कहा कि your life has been totally dedicated for humanity, for service. God bless you.
Thank you, Raja.
Good morning, all of you, my dear friends from the world of Rotary International. Shri Shekhar Mehta ji, our incoming President of the Rotary International for the whole world, past presidents of Rotary International, Shri Raja Sabuji, and I have been told that Shri Kalyan Banerjee ji is also here, and there are so many past RI directors here, so many senior leaders of the Rotary International. I wish I could name all of you, but we have the limitations of time, and I have to particularly thank Ranjan Dhingra ji, our dear friend from Delhi, one of the past district governors who was instrumental in getting this meeting organized. So thank you all of you, and I must congratulate Shekhar ji, your team all over the country for having done a great job. You just now elaborated in detail that, and I remember you had spoken to me 2-3 times during this COVID-19 outbreak during the course of the last 2-3 months, and you were over ambitious to work out things which will help the country. And now you have yourself told us that Rotarians have been able to, as a modest beginning, donate 26 crores to the PM Cares Fund. You have been helping the country through various other means, whether it is through donating the PPEs or the N95 masks or the equipments for hospitals or the food packets or the sanitizers, etc., etc. And there too you have told us that equipment and other things worth 75 crores have been organized with the help of Rotary International. And it is, I think, a great feeling to be with all of you today. You all know that I have a very fond association with all of you because of the support that I received from Rotary International right from the day one when I entered my public life some 27 years back. And Rotary was one of the major organizations which helped me in carrying out the successful implementation of the Pulse Polio program in Delhi, as was rightly remembered by Shri Raja Sabuji on 2nd of October 1994. We all worked together, and when we could show it to the rest of the country that we can do it in Delhi, then only it could become a national program in 1995. And when we could do it in India, then only many of the countries in the Southeast Asia region joined the Pulse Polio program, and also we could get a trigger for the Kick Polio out of Africa under the leadership of Shri Nelson Mandela ji there. And today we are so happy, so contented, and I think that the feeling of satisfaction and pleasure cannot be described in words, because in a country which was home to 60% of the polio cases of the whole world, and when we used to say that we want to immunize every child, we want to bring every child to a polio kendra on a single day at the same time, many people in this country used to mock at us. I have sufficient instances in my life during that 94, when people used to think that this is something which is impossible to do, it's a Herculean task, and they are talking about theoretical things. How can you bring all the children to the polio kendra at the same time? And we used to fight with the society and the system. with only one conviction, that if you can provide ballot paper to this country, you can also provide 2 drops of polio vaccine at minus 20 degrees centigrade to every child, and we could ultimately do it. Today when we talk to each other in 2020, we know that we haven't seen a case of polio affected child in this country for over 9 years now. The last case that we saw in India was Shekharji in your own state, West Bengal, where you live, and that was in Havla on 13th of January 2011. And I had the privilege to, in March 2014, we got the eradication certificate from WHO, and when I joined this ministry in 2014, the country representative of WHO, Dr. Nata, had come to my office and she gave me that certificate. I was so happy to actually receive that on behalf of all of you and the whole country. But that's what I was trying to recall with nostalgia, that this association with Rotary has been a God-sent friendship, because you all have been contributing a lot for the various activities in the field of health. And in Delhi, I used to work for education also as education minister. In recent past, I have been, and even now with science and technology, and for over 2 years I was in environment. All through I have had the contribution of Rotarians in some way or the other, whether it was for green good deeds in environment or for various other activities. Today also I have to congratulate you and compliment all of you, and through you all the Rotarians all over the world, that you have also risen to the occasion. You are standing with the governments and you are working for the society and trying to help the cause of mitigation of COVID-19, not only in India but all across the world. You know, we are in the midst of a very troubled times. COVID-19 has come as a big surprise and a shock to the whole world. And probably none of us has ever, we have read about the pandemics in the last century, in the early part of the last century. But since the time I was born, and I have been working in the field of health for over 4-5 decades now in various capacities, I have never imagined that we would ever in my life witness or experience or get the privilege to handle a pandemic like this. So it's a big challenge. But being a challenge, it's an opportunity for all of us also to look at where we are and to reorganize ourselves and be prepared for even the worst. And that is the spirit and the strategy with which the government has been working very hard day in and day out. You shall feel very happy and have a sense of pride in the fact that India is the first country in the whole world to have reacted immediately to the news of a coronavirus in China, which was reported to the World Health Organization on 7th of January. And I distinctly remember that in my ministry where I am sitting right now, the Nirman Bhavan, within less than 24 hours of hearing about this news, we had organized our first meeting of the experts. There is a group of technical experts where all the experts meet regularly. They discuss about the various diseases, the disease outbreaks, and the strategies. And in that meeting on 8th of January, we had started our preparations. And then there is history of last 3 months. In a couple of minutes, I will certainly love to share some of the salient features of the last journey of the last 3 months with you on a small slide presentation. But right now, my only message to all of you and through you to every countryman, and that is the message that we have been trying to communicate through all possible means, is that it is not a very big rocket science to keep yourself and the society protected from COVID-19. The precautions that you need to take are very minimal and very trivial on the face of it. There is nothing new about washing hands. There is nothing new about not taking your dirty hands to your mouth or nose or eyes. There is nothing very big in maintaining a physical or a so-called social distance with the others. And right now, the biggest thing that we have to do is the simplest thing, that is to stay at home and to maintain physical distancing at home, and to make sure that we not only practice this in the right way, but also preach it to the other people and see that the others are also, and especially those who are less educated or maybe less experienced, to ensure that there is a huge societal movement to honor the spirit of lockdown and to honor the guidelines about social distancing and other personal hygiene and respiratory etiquettes, etc. This is all about keeping yourself away from COVID-19. I have said it time and again that our scientists are already working on developing a vaccine. The whole world is working in that direction. We are already one of the 5 countries in the whole world where we have isolated the virus in CSIR, like we used to do for the polio virus during the FAG years of the polio eradication movement. We used to do the genetic sequencing of the polio virus also to establish the travel history of the virus. We used to search for cases of acute flaccid paralysis in the society, and then we used to do a stool test about them. And then when there was a positive case of polio in the society, we used to immunize 1 to 5 million children around that case. And similarly, right now we are trying to not only do the genetic sequencing, we are trying to develop a vaccine. We are part of, our country is also doing it separately, but also we are part of the WHO Solidarity Trial. But I have said it time and again that the vaccine development is something which you can't do overnight. It will take some time. It may take 1 year, it may take more than that. If we are very lucky, we may get it in months. But that is certainly a long wait, and certainly a significant wait in terms of the way the disease is trying to disturb the whole world. So right now the biggest weapon with us, which I have named as a social vaccine, it may not be an individual vaccine which protects one person, but there is a social vaccine, and that is social distancing and of course lockdown. Both these things combined together could prove to be the most potent social vaccine right now in the most troubled times. And we all educated people and committed people have to appreciate this. And there has been tremendous support from the Prime Minister and his team. He has been also helping and guiding the Health Ministry right from the day one. He is himself leading from the front. He is monitoring things at his level also. He had the guts to declare a lockdown, as you also rightly said, that for a country of 1.35 billion to take a decision of locking it down for 40 days, it's not a small decision. You know how much of talk is about the impact on economy and many other related issues, but there also the government has taken enough care of simultaneously handling the economic issues, simultaneously trying to help the poor people, simultaneously strengthening the health budget, etc., etc. And as we have seen the Prime Minister over the years, so even if it is a tough decision which people may not like immediately, he doesn't wait for a moment to take that decision if it is in the larger interest of the society and the people. So that is the type of support that we got from the Prime Minister, and we in the Health Ministry are extremely grateful to him to have taken the advice of all the health professionals, our scientists, our experts, and then act in a manner which would bring India in the forefront of the war against COVID-19. Today, India's efforts are not being lauded in India only, but they are being lauded all across the world. And on record, on number of occasions, the World Health Organization has appreciated India's efforts. I have been, through video conference, I have been connecting with the health ministers of the whole world, with the health ministers of the Southeast Asia region, and of course individually also with some health ministers. Everybody, and these meetings have been organized with the help of WHO. Everybody has on record appreciated WHO, India's efforts. Day before only I had participated in G20 health ministers meeting also. So well, the point that I want to make is that we did not wait even a single minute to decide and finalize our response to the news of this outbreak in China, and we have been adopting a proactive and preemptive strategy on COVID-19 management. Right now we are in a situation where we know exactly where our enemy is in the whole country. We know the districts and we know the places where we have to concentrate, and with the help of the intense or the very robust integrated disease surveillance program that India has, and with our very professional bodies like National Center for Disease Control in New Delhi, with our surveillance officers all over the country, and with the support of all the states in a committed manner, and with continuous coordination between the Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers, the Health Minister and the Health Ministers of the states, and at the level of the various officials, and with our rapid response teams, and of course the societal and the philanthropic organizations like you. We are now in a very, you can say, established stage. No doubt new cases are emerging because this is something which infects very fast. But you must have noticed that our doubling rate has improved quite a bit in the from the time when we were in March to the time then when we are in April now. And most of our states, many of our states, some 18 to 20 states in the country right now have a far better doubling rate than our national average, though our national average is far better than what it was 1 month back. So, and in terms of our number of cases and in terms of the number of unfortunate deaths that we had, we are probably the best in the whole world in terms of statistics also, but we don't want to get into these statistics. But we are hopeful that with continuous support from the society and with our, you can say, we have been very meticulously watching the developments in these hotspots. We have classified the whole country into hotspot districts and non-hotspot districts, and the districts which have never had a case of COVID in the last 3 months. And there is a very strong differential strategy for all these places, which is being worked out and which is being implemented with very fine observation from the government at multiple levels. So that's, I think, a brief of what we are, and I am quite confident that the way the people of India have been cooperating, whether it is for the lockdown, whether it was for the Janta curfew, or whether it has been at different times in the past, you all have seen how a country as big as India could eradicate polio. Those who remember their childhood days will remember how we could eradicate smallpox. And I remember having handled Ebola in 2014 in this health ministry itself. We never allowed Ebola to enter our country. Last year itself we had Nipah outbreak in Kerala, and we did not allow Nipah to come out of Kerala and in fact disturb the rest of the country. I myself remember, and most of the Rotarians who belong to the district 3010, that is the district which used to be having Delhi in 1994, they will all remember that in the midst of the polio preparations, we had plague in Delhi and also in Surat. And we could handle that plague also, and we could successfully implement the pulse polio also in October 94. So that all this speaks volumes about the ability of India and its potential and what we have done in the past. And that is why I am very confident that India should be able to overcome this crisis right now in the not too distant future. And we should be able to set an example. And then, although I do not anticipate very worst times, but I can assure you that we have made preparations for even the most worst times, whether it is for creating COVID care centers, COVID hospitals all over the country, for dedicated ICU beds, or for dedicated ventilators, or for exclusive and enormous supplies of PPEs, N95s, or for the various drugs that might be required, whether it is hydroxychloroquine, which is being talked about now. So there are enough preparations. We are ready to face the worst, but we do not want that worst to come, and we are proactively handling the present situation. So with these few words, I would now for another 5-10 minutes just show you very fast some of the slides which will give you an overall idea of what this preparation of COVID-19 meant for the country and for the health ministry and for the various other ministries. We'll just go very fast on these slides. Next. You see, this is the slide which shows the overall global scenario, and it depicts that 7th of January was the day when China reported to WHO about the coronavirus. We had on 8th of January this meeting. By 17th of January, we had communicated detailed action plan to all the states about the preparedness that they are supposed to have, how do they react. And then we started the community surveillance on that day. We decided that on 7 airports we'll start the international screening for patients coming from China, Hong Kong, etc. Although you will see that we had our first case in India on 30th of January, a medical student from Kerala, and WHO for the first time declared it as an international emergency on 30th of January. But we started our preparations right from 8th of January. Next slide. This is something which you will see that even yesterday there were 36 cases in China, and in European region itself we had 26,000 cases. And you can see this slide will show you what is the number of confirmed cases in US has already had over 7 lakh cases, and around 2 lakh cases in Spain, Italy, and Germany also over 1.41 lakh cases. So this is a slide which just gives you a picture about the global situation, and it's already even now, although the total number went up to 212 or something, the countries which got affected, but still we have, I think, deaths which are being reported from 118 countries even now, and there is local transmission happening in 154 countries. Next. This is just to give you an idea. The good thing that's happening today is that almost as many patients as are getting admitted, similar number of patients are also getting discharged. So already we have got 3,252 patients who have been cured and they have got out of the hospitals, and so this is a very healthy sign that we are seeing right now. This is another slide. This is what I said just now. You can see it in the slide also, that though even if the cases are increasing, but the recovery rate is also simultaneously, it's almost a similar way it's happening. Next. This is just a comparative chart which shows you the position in some of these worst affected states like Maharashtra, Delhi, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana and all. So this is about the cases, deaths and discharge there. We don't have time to get into the nitty-gritty of these data. Next. This is something which gives you an idea about the level at which we have been operating. The Prime Minister monitoring himself, taking meetings himself. He constituted a group of ministers towards in the first week of February. Under me, with the other ministers also, we have already met 12 times in the last 2 months and taken very important decisions. 11 empowered groups headed by secretaries, etc. High-level experts group set up here in my ministry. 31 video conferences with health secretaries and relevant ministers. And I myself have been in touch with the chief ministers. The Prime Minister has been having video conferences with them. We are in touch with all the parliamentarians, gave statements there. I have been personally visiting airports, quarantine centers, hospitals to check the field level implementation. And right from the very beginning, we have been sending joint secretary level officers to the various states and the airports to personally monitor the things there. Next. This is something which tells you that the level at which we have been working, whether it was screening at airports and shipping, these ports or the land borders, especially Nepal. When we had the first case in Nepal, we started screening at the borders with 5 states, and by the end of the whole process, we had screened over 20 lakh people. Similarly, on airports, we screened 15,000 flight passengers and screened over 15 lakh people. Similarly, on the shipping ports, 12 major ports and 65 non-major ports, we screened over 47,000 people. The next slide, the next major issue was the community surveillance, and even today we have been over 8 lakh people are under community surveillance in the country right now, and this because we initiated the community surveillance on 17th January. That is why we could catch that first girl. And when the medical student who had come from China to Calcutta, then she boarded another flight to Kochi, and then during the course of this journey we had to trace 162 contacts of her at various places, including those who sat with her at the flight. And our second case was a girl who sat next to her. And then we have been focusing on logistics, the laboratory. You will be surprised to know that till 5 years back, 6 years back, when we had this Ebola thing and all, this especially the Bihar acute encephalitis, etc. All these samples used to go earlier to America for testing. And in the first week of January, we had the NIV Pune, where we used to have these testing facilities. But in the short span of these 3 months, we have been able to create, at the moment, it's something between 190 and 200 government labs in the whole country. And we have already tested over 4 lakh people. Yesterday also we tested something like 38,000 people in a day. Right now our capacity is to test 50,000 people, but we want to expand it to 1 lakh people in a day by the end of May. So this is just about the expansion of the then hospital preparedness. As I said, we have already created over 600 dedicated COVID hospitals and many other COVID care centers, and it's over 1.5 lakh beds and many ICU beds that have already been created. Risk communication is a strategy where we, through all possible means, through crores and crores of SMSs, caller tunes in phones, and through social media, through newspapers, through television, we have been communicating the risk communication things, educating people about it. Then the capacity building is there, where we have trained over 1.4 lakh people in the country in the last 1 to 2 months, right from the top to the grassroots level workers. And whether it was airport staff, whether it was immigration staff, whether it was disaster staff, whether it was hospital staff, because it was a very big challenge to sort of develop this capacity also. This slide is just giving you a comprehensive idea of the strategic interventions that we made. Next. This is again this is in this one slide itself. You can see on the right side, you see a photograph where on 6th of March in one single day we were training thousands of people all over the country through, you see, video conferencing also connected at 1,000 sites. And this slide shows you how many levels we have, in fact, during the course, during this handling the epidemic also, pandemic, and also simultaneously training our rapid response teams and the civil society organizations and so many things. I think we have limited time. Next. This is again the slide which tells you about the overall. I think we have screened over 36 lakh people at different places, airports, etc. Next. This is the series of advisories that we issued for international travel depending upon the emerging situations all across the world. And this is a detail about that. Next. We, during the crisis when it was so difficult to bring patients from outside, we had the, you see, we managed to bring some 2,500 Indians and 48 foreign nationals from Iran, Italy, Japan and China and Malaysia with a lot of difficulty, but we planned to, when it was difficult to bring them from Iran, you will be surprised to know that we shifted one of our big labs to Iran to test them because there was no facilities there to actually help us. Next. This is again the slide which gives you an idea about this community surveillance, which is a real hallmark of India's development over the years, and this was quite significantly developed during polio also, and which was supported by WHO also in a big way for the polio eradication program, when they used to have these surveillance medical officers. And last week itself, I had through the video conference, I connected at 1600 places with our WHO monitors all over the country to involve them in this COVID. And this slide will show you, is showing you that even now is almost 8 lakh people who are under community surveillance and under quarantine, etc. Next. This is about the labs, which I said, told you just now, is a very comprehensive strategy who has to be tested. There is so much that people have been talking about these tests, but even in averages also we have done far better than many of the countries all across the world. And as I said, we have tested over 4 lakh people, and yesterday also we tested 38,000 people in the country. Next. This is about the labs, our plan. We have right now 201 laboratories. You see, this number keeps changing. I said something between 190 and 200, but from morning to evening this number changes. So from night to morning it has crossed 200. So we have right now 201 laboratories which are approved and all. And 86 are from the private sector. Next. This slide again shows you that how many hospitals, COVID hospitals, 682. This also, number has also changed. Isolation beds. This is so we are even prepared for the worst. This is just to tell you that there is so much of preparation. Next. This is just telling you that we had sent 543.93 crore SMSs. This caller tune that you hear in your phones has been delivered to 117 crore telecom subscribers in 13 languages all across the country. And that's why we find that even in the villages, people know what is social distancing. They know what is the importance of washing hands. Through all these various processes of communication, we have made sure that we are communicating with each and every person in the country and informing. There is a daily press briefing at 4 o'clock where we keep everything in a transparent manner. We inform the people of this country about what's happening. Even if it is bad news, we share that. Even if it is good news, we share that. But we give all the news to the people of India. Next. This is again a continuation of this. This is a long list of things that we have been doing to communicate the risk, etc., to the people of India through social media and other MyGov, and we have 104 call centers all over the country and a national control room which has already received lakhs of calls and queries from all over the country. Next. This is just a slide telling you the timeline where we have been proactively, before time we have taken every decision. We have imagined and anticipated the turn of events, and then before time it's like a preemptive strike or a proactive strategy that we have adopted during the course of the last 3 months. Next. This is about our PPEs. There is so much of discussion about these PPEs. You see, earlier this cloth and all for PPEs used to be imported from China. So immediately we had stopped all exports, and now this has come as a blessing in disguise for us. We have right now, in the last 2 months itself, ensured that we have right now 63 domestic manufacturers in the country who, with all the technical specifications, are able to provide this PPEs. We have enough of these PPEs, and Already orders for further 1.8 crores have been placed, similarly for N95 masks and similarly for medicines. Everything we have got. There is people have this in mind that we are sending the medicines to the other countries, but after having ensured that even if we have a worse situation in India, we should have enough medicines, and then the rest of the lot is we are trying to help the other countries of the whole world also. Next. This is again about the testing kits, ventilators. We have already placed orders for 55,000 more ventilators. Although right now less than 1% of the people who are admitted to hospitals are on ventilators. It's a very, very small number. We may not need them, but we are not taking any chances. These are the description about the various, you see, proactive, preemptive efforts. Next. Again, this is about the journey from the first case to the when we did the lockdown and all that. So it's there's no time to describe the slide, but this is how the various interventions have helped us. Next. Again, the chronology of the mitigation efforts, date-wise. You can see the Prime Minister held meetings with the SAARC leaders also. We created the South Asian COVID-19 Emergency Fund. We pledged $10 million to the South Asian COVID-19 Fund. And the critical moments when we, on 19th March, we banned all incoming flights to India, etc., etc. Next. It's a continuation of the chronology of the mitigation efforts at different times. We have during this period we have issued telemedicine guidelines. We have ensured there is a teleconsultation facilities for doctors across the country at All India Institute, so that the COVID patients can get the best possible treatment. They can have consultation with the senior most pulmonologists at AIIMS New Delhi. This is a contact teleconsultation facility that has been created. You can see 1.70 lakh crore relief fund under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana being made available for the poor of this country. And we fondly remember the 22nd March Janata Curfew, where the whole country stood like a rock behind the Prime Minister. Next. This is all about the details. We have made available adequate amount of funds for the states to handle the emergency through the National Health Mission, through the these emergency disaster management funds, and also we have distributed 4,100 crores to the states also. And apart from that, providing them all helps in the form of PPEs, etc. This is all. Next. These are again the chronology of what's happening post 20th April. You all are aware of all those things. Next. This is the strategy which I was talking. You see, right now we have these 730 districts in the country. There is a clear-cut, you see, we know where the enemy is. There are 134 districts which are called the hotspots. And these are also again divided into districts where we have more than 15 cases or less than 15 cases. And according to the number, etc., their strategy is either a cluster containment or a disease outbreak containment, massive outbreak containment strategy. And these non-hotspot districts, 218, are the ones where we have just 1-2 cases. So they are not like the green ones, but and the rest of the about 50% of the more than 50% of the districts are the non-infected districts. So there is a the district which is a hotspot can go to the next category if there is no case in the last 14 days, and then it can move further to the next green category if there is no case for 28 days. And you must be hearing on the television that so many number of districts, they did not report a case for 7 days, or so many did not report a case for 14 days. So that's a We are handling the whole thing in a very scientific manner. Next. This is just how do you define these red zones or the hotspots. These are the criteria for that. Next. This is what I said, that for the large outbreaks, more than 15 cases, there is a slightly different strategy, and for the cluster, less than 15 cases, there is a slightly different category. In the large outbreaks, almost 5 kilometers around that, you go house to house in the whole area. Next. These are the details of these hotspot districts. I wish I had the time to discuss things with the respective people from various places, but I'm sure that those who are like I saw Ashok Mahajanji there. Last week itself I had a meeting on the video with our RSS people also, who are helping the cause in Mumbai, Thane, in Pune, and in Bhopal, and in Indore, and other places. So this is a description of those hotspots. Next. These are all 218 non-hotspot districts. Next. And then this is all these details about the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package, how the millions and crores of people are being helped with money directly transferred to their bank accounts, and 5 kilograms of ration, etc. being distributed free, the women being given gas cylinders, the pensioners and senior citizens and aged widows and the Divyangs and the farmers and the women being helped through different schemes. Next. This is all the details about all these. One thing, that big thing that we have done is that we have ensured that there is an insurance scheme for all the health workers in the hospitals who are treating COVID patients up to the level of ASHA workers, and it's an insurance of 50 lakh rupees for each health worker all over the country, and even for those who are treating in the private sector. Next. This is about my science and technology, where we are working on the vaccines, we are working on the development of new molecules for treatment, drug discovery, and R&D in hospital assistive equipment. So many things are happening. I last week did a video conferencing like this with all the directors of all my science labs all over the country, and they are doing an extremely brilliant job. And recently, one of our labs in Kerala has discovered a lamp sort of thing, which is going to be the first in the whole world to be able to really diagnose the positive results within few minutes, not 5 hours that it takes right now to establish a case of COVID-19 in the lab. This is about these technological interventions. Next. This is again about those. This is the one thing which I want to emphasize is the Arogya Setu app. You must have heard about it on television, the Prime Minister appealing about it. And so over 5 crore people every day, the number increases, have already downloaded. And this is very essential for everyone in this country to actually download this app, because if you have this app in your phone, and depending upon the persons who meet you during the course of the day, and if someone who is either a suspect or a positive or likely to be a positive person, contact, etc., there's a lot of technical details to it. So you get a warning, you get a notification. So I would suggest that you should also develop a movement in Rotary for this Arogya Setu app to be downloaded in the phone of every Indian. Next. We have also put down, it's difficult to describe right now, but we are watching the whole country in great detail, and all the good practices being adopted by the various states, we are making them available for the other states also to share each other's good practices. These are the slides. Just next. which give you various good details about the various states are doing there. All the states are doing so well and cooperating with us, and we are helping them to the best possible extent. So this is just give you an idea about the good practices. Odisha, Jharkhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Punjab, Telangana, Manipur, every state has something or the other which is inspiring for the rest of the Goa. You already know that that is the first state which has become absolutely COVID-free right now. Next, Rajasthan, Bihar, Andaman, Assam, Jammu, Chhattisgarh. So I have best practices of almost all the states. Next, this is just to give you an idea about what are our focus areas now, how we are working and going ahead. Next, this is about how we are managing our focus areas. Next, social distancing and all those, this strict parameter control is about that 5 kilometer that I said, where we go house to house and all. This is the support that we require from all of you, and people motivate, create awareness in your areas, ensure implementation of do's and don'ts, coordinate availability of sufficient isolation beds, entail people's cooperation and avoid panic. You see, right now my biggest challenge, apart from handling COVID, is to handle this misinformation campaign, this rumor mongering that goes on the WhatsApp and the social media, etc. So that is, I think, one of the major challenges which has to be countered with the cooperation of all right-thinking people and organizations like yours. Next. So thank you so much, I think, for your patient involvement in all this. I know that some of the people wanted to talk also. Although we have had 1.5 hours, but I think next 15 minutes I'll stay with you, postpone my next meeting for 15 minutes. So next 15 minutes you can, I think somebody can moderate from your side, and if there are any queries or any suggestions, I'll love to have them from all of you. Thank you so much.
Standing work, मतलब हम जब अगर सुने कि क्या क्या काम हुआ है, it is impossible to think that so much work has been done. I mean, starting from the lockdown, 1,70,000 करोड़ रुपए लोगों तक पहुंचा देना, 8 लाख लोगों का बिल्स, I mean, difficult to afford 2 lakh from one place to the other. Creating those 682 hospitals, 50,000 testing per day. 5 करोड़ लोगों को आरोग्य सेतु पे ले आना in such a short time, and to top it all, sir, the world leadership that you and the Prime Minister has shown, outstanding. That SAARC initiative, एक दिन में I remember he spoke to the Prime Minister of Israel, the Prime Minister of Japan, and Prime Minister of Nepal, or another person. ये जो अपने मेडिसिन है, टीक्यू का एक्सपोर्ट, लीडरशिप अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, एब्सोल्युटली सर. आपके लिए और प्रधानमंत्री जी के लिए एक कविता है कि 2 लाइनें सब बैठ के सुना दे रहा हूँ आपको. आज इंडिया का वही हाल है जो जयशंकर प्रसाद जी ने कहा था, जगह हम लगे जगाने विश्व, लोक में फैला तब आलोक, व्योमतम पुंज हुआ तब नाश, और अखिल संस्कृति हो उठी. तो सर ये प्रधानमंत्री और आप ये दोनों मिलकर इस काम को कर रहे हैं. हैट्स ऑफ टू यू एंड टू ऑल दोज. वो जो एक नई आर्मी इंडिया में खड़ी दिख रही है सर, व्हाइट कपड़ों में, गजब काम कर रही है वो आर्मी सर. Our salute on behalf of all Rotarians, led by our doctor who is wearing his mask just now, Dr. Bharat Pandya, Dr. Manoj Desai, Dr. Bal Inamdar यहाँ है सर. हम सबकी तरफ से आप प्लीज इंडिया के सारे डॉक्टरों को और मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल्स को प्लीज कॉम्प्लीमेंट करिएगा. दे आर दी आर्मी टुडे who is protecting us from one of the biggest attacks we have had in our life. Thank you so much, sir, for आपने जो ये इतना अब मैं हैंड ओवर. Thank you. It's going to conduct question answer section.
Thank you, Shekhar. Kamal, if you are ready, over to you for about
Yeah,
10
I'm
minutes
ready.
of questions. Yes, over to you. Kamal.
Okay. Thank you, Harshvardhan ji. Such a commendation, gratitude for all that you do. You know what, Harshvardhan ji, you have flattened the curve, and we commend you for that, and commend your department and the government of India, led by Prime Minister of India. The largest facility for quarantining facility in the world, the largest food facility in the world, which you are giving for the poor in the world. ऐसी चीज कभी कहीं हुई नहीं है, and I do not foresee that ऐसी होगी भी, sir. Thank you very much for what you're doing. We have got some senior leaders, sir, जो आपसे कुछ प्रश्न करना चाहते हैं. हालांकि जितना आपने बताया सर, प्रश्न का कोई सवाल ही नहीं रहता, लेकिन कुछ लोग प्रश्न करना चाहते हैं, sir. And Manoj bhai, can you hear it? Manoj bhai, can you ask your question?
Of course, I am with you. My sincere compliments, sir. You gave us a bird's eye view in a very short time. My question is, when the lockdown would be over, the density of India is going to create significant problem and maybe rise in the cases. So what could be the focus now in the 10-12 days that we have in hand, so that common man in India follows those things and do not allow the spread to increase?
Under a lockdown thing till 3rd of May, and as I said, the most important thing right now for the whole country is to respect the guidelines of lockdown and social distancing, etc. And in places which haven't seen a case of COVID, there is a gradual relaxation of the lockdown also, and that there also we have given the whole authority to the state governments to decide according to their local situations. And you have seen that many of the hello, can you hear me? So I'll repeat. So I will repeat again. You are saying that what should we do now? You see, right now we are under this lockdown till 3rd of May, and there is, as a policy, there has been relaxation at some of the places. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there is not too much of complexity right now. We all across the country have to respect the guidelines of the lockdown, and I think we are weighing upon everything, and it's the next 2 weeks will decide what is going to be the next course of events, and we'll certainly decide the best in the best interest of the country, how and when we have to modify our strategy. Like yesterday there was a modification in the strategy that a number of places we have gradually started coming back to normalcy also, and places where we have these hot spots, we are ensuring that there is no relaxation in the this thing. So I think you need not worry. There is a lot of ideas going into what we have to do next. We have devised our strategy during the last 3 months, and in the coming weeks also we will do the best. I think that's all about the
Kamal, go ahead with the next question.
Minister, we are so proud that you are here, and you have done you have heard that the leader Shekhar ji that he wishes to tremendous amount of work. So my question to you, sir, that if Rotary has to do so much work all across India, and if health is a state's plan is to anchor, and I do not know whether it has been yet shifted or not. But in that case, whatever MOU, whatever understanding we have with central government as far as health is concerned, how do you propose, or which guidelines on which we should work with state government if health is a state subject where we have to implement all our programs? Thank you, sir.
I tailed guidelines to the states even up to the level of the DMs on every issue, including how the DMs have to involve the society, how they have to involve the retired people, how they have to involve the NGOs, how they have to make good, working groups at the district level. So if Rotarians or the Rotary clubs at various levels, you get in touch with the DMs and you offer your support in whatever possible ways as volunteers or in terms of supporting through various, material, etc. I think I would suggest that DM is the right man to coordinate because he has all the guidelines. And at the state level, we are coordinating with the health secretaries. In the field, we are coordinating with the surveillance officers, with our rapid response teams at district level. But for people like you at the organization level, I think the DMs would be the best people to coordinate. They have been given enough good quality guidelines about every aspect of the whole issue.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Before I ask the next question, the suggestion is, can we ask the ministry to waive the GST on all the goods which are required for fighting COVID, like testing kits, PPE kits, N95 masks, ventilators, HIV kits? Can we ask you, sir, to use your good office to get the GST waived on this? Now, may I ask past director YP Das? YP, are you there? Yash, are you there? Can you ask the question, please?
Yeah. Health Minister Shri Harshvardhan ji, we have heard a very informative about the preparedness, the current situation and what is to come on COVID. While COVID will soon be behind us, I want to ask you, because there is a program from the Government of India to eliminate TB by 2025. How can the Rotarians join in the efforts with the government to fight and reach our goal for eliminating TB by 2025? Rotarians would very much like to be a part of this effort, and my question to you is, can you work out a strategy where you can involve the Rotarians in this effort?
You see, we have a very ambitious plan and I am very hopeful that we can achieve it to eliminate tuberculosis 5 years ahead of the international goal. The international goal is to get rid of tuberculosis by 2030. We want to do it by 2025. And you will be happy to know that in the last 1 to 2 years, earlier we used to have a gap of about 13 lakh TB patients which were like not diagnosed, or we were not able to search them. And this gap from 13 lakh has reduced to just about 3 lakhs right now. That's the level at which we are taking up that also in a mission mode. And when I had gone and addressed all of you on the completion of your 100 years of the Rotary International in India last year, I think maybe this year itself in Calcutta, I had mentioned in my address there about my ambition to involve all of you in the tuberculosis elimination program also in a big way. So I think Shekhar ji knows quite well about it. So when we finish with this COVID thing, we will again, I think, maybe deliberate with Shekhar ji, Bharat Pandya ji and our senior leaders like Raja Sabu, etc. To work out a strategy. I'll be very happy to have your very, very active involvement in this at the club levels and every level. So that will be a great, I think, boon for the tuberculosis elimination movement.
Okay, sir, there was a question from the participants which I want to share with you, sir. Rotary has great experience in holding large health camps, and I think post-COVID they would be required, because that health camp, sir, reaches people who do not have access to regular healthcare facilities, or a health camp has met with lot of success. So we are looking for the help from Government of India to hold these large health camps. We have stumbling blocks, but in some states we've been successful. But if you could help us to hold these health camps across India by some structuring, we would like to have your comments on that, sir.
अच्छा, हमारे ये एक जन रोटेरियन है, सीनियर राज्यसभा के मेंबर भी विवेक तनखा जी, उन्होंने अभी हाल ही में छत्तीसगढ़ में किया था सर, 1 लाख लोगों को 4 दिन तक के अंदर में देखा गया, 5000 सर्जरीज करी गई। उसी तरीके से सर हमने मध्य प्रदेश में लास्ट ईयर किया था, 25 जगहों पे किया, 75,000 लोगों को 2 दिन में देखा गया और वो सारा डेटा वगैरह रखते हैं। इस साल हम चाहते हैं सर 15 लाख लोगों का 1 साल में किया जाए और 5 साल में 1 करोड़ लोगों का, जैसा पहले कहा था। तो सर यहाँ लोकली अगर गवर्नमेंट साथ में लगे तो शायद ये नंबर्स को और टेढ़ा किया जा सकता है।
बारे में जब मिलेंगे तो विस्तार से चर्चा करेंगे। अभी मैं थोड़ा सा क्षमा चाहता हूँ क्योंकि ये मेरी दूसरी मीटिंग के लिए भी लोग प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं और मुझे उसमें 12:30 रहना था। तो अभी हम लोग कोई और भी इसके अलावा आपके विषय होंगे तो अगर आप मुझे टेलीफोन पे भी बताएंगे तो मैं उनका समाधान निश्चित रूप से करूँगा। आप सब इतनी बड़ी संख्या में अपना बहुमूल्य समय निकालकर आज यहाँ पर आए हैं, इसके लिए मैं सबका आपका हृदय से आभारी हूँ। शेखर जी आपका, रंजन ढींगरा जी तो हमेशा आपके साथ मिलन कराने में सबसे आगे रहते हैं और राजा साबू साहब तो ओमनी प्रेजेंट हैं, वो तो सभी जगह रहते हैं आपके रोटरी में। आप सभी लोगों का, अशोक महाजन जी और जितने भी पुराने लोग जिनको मैं बहुत नज़दीक से उस ज़माने में जब 25-26 साल पहले हम लोगों ने पोलियो शुरू किया, बहुत सारी ऐसी शक्लें भी हमको यहाँ दिखाई देती हैं। मैं सबका आपका हृदय से बहुत आभारी हूँ और विशेषकर मिसेज़ शेखर मेहता जी सामने स्क्रीन पे थ्रू आउट मुझे दिखती रही हैं, तो उनका भी मैं हृदय से बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि वो भी इस हमारे मूवमेंट को अपना आशीर्वाद और सहयोग दे रही हैं। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि बहुत ही जल्दी हम लोग इस कोविड के ख़िलाफ़ जंग में विजय प्राप्त करने के बाद जल्दी ही मिलेंगे और आने वाले वर्षों में किस तरह से मिलकर काम कर सकते हैं और 1-2 और बड़ी बीमारियों को हम लोग, कई बीमारियां हमारे रडार पर हैं। मीज़ल्स के बारे में बहुत कुछ करना है, अभी काला आज़ार को समाप्त करना है, यूनिवर्सल इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रोग्राम को 100% बच्चों तक पहुंचाना है और इसी तरह से ट्यूबरक्लोसिस के बारे में है। ये सारी चीज़ों को हम लोग और तेज़ी से करेंगे। देश में जो आयुष्मान भारत के तहत 1.5 लाख हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर्स बन रहे हैं, लगभग 35-40 हज़ार बन गए हैं, उसके अंदर भी बहुत बड़ा एक 1.5 लाख जगहों पे सोशल मूवमेंट हेल्थ का क्रिएट करना है। ये सारी चीज़ें हम लोग आपके साथ मिलके करेंगे। तो मैं आज तो अभी इस अवसर पर आपको हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूँ और आपसे विदा चाहता हूँ। नमस्कार, थैंक यू।
लेकिन वो लाइन पे आ नहीं सक रहे हैं, तो सबके बिहाफ पे सर, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। We have no words to express our gratitude for what you have done for the country. सर मेरा तो ये कहना है, अगर यहाँ से हम पढ़ते नहीं और घट के नीचे आ जाते हैं तो सर प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड यू एंड द हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इंडिया डिजर्व द नोबेल पीस प्राइज। इतने बड़े देश की इतनी बड़ी विपदा, लाखों लोगों की जान बचाने का श्रेय आप लोगों को जाता है। With these words, we wish to once again thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ranjan ji, thank you for facilitating today's meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you all.